Should be live now. I think it's starting up. How's everyone doing this fine evening? For me, it is. I don't know what time it is for your part of the world, but that is kind of the objective of streaming at such a late time. Is hopefully I can reach people that are far, far away. How's everyone doing? I've got a very different setup. This time I'm live streaming not from my phone for once in a very long time. Oh no, there's dropped frames. Seriously, from the start. God. I pay so much. Keep the new background music. Yes, I like it too. Not everyone does though. Clearly, let me make sure we don't crash the stream. I think for some reason this frame drops at the beginning, even though we've got this blazing fast new Wi-Fi. Hi Drew, looks fantastic. Question time: have you ever broken a phone? Not a phone. I have dropped my iPod Touch when I was in middle school, but that was about it. So first of all, let me ask you guys. This is different. We're not live streaming from my phone for the first time in a long time. I believe my microphone has been plugged in directly, so it should sound a lot better. It should. At least you have more space. Yes, we have a lot more space now. It's much more spacious here. Also, it has air conditioning at the last set where I filmed all my stuff. Did not have AC. That also sucked. Well, this is a change from the gaming stream. Yes, it sounds freaking great. Awesome. Yes, it's much better. Great. I'm so happy it sounds better because we've been live streaming from my phone so many times. It was it was so echoey. And so first of all, the webcam is still a MacBook webcam, so it doesn't look that great. However, hopefully the next live stream, which is scheduled to be the iPhone live stream. Oh my God. Audio is a bit behind video. Dang it. That always happens. I don't know what to do about it. All I can recommend is you refreshing the page. There's nothing I can do on my end about it being out of sync. That's entirely OBS's fault or your provider's fault. You have changed a lot. Amazing. Yes, thank you. You don't look as tired as the gaming stream. Well, that's because there's more people watching. I gotta play it up for the camera, even though I'm super tired on the inside. I can't believe that this is the last tech stream we're gonna do before the iPhone keynote. That sounds so weird to say. We've been talking about this iPhone for almost a year, over a year. We talked about this iPhone a year before it was going to come out. And man, has it been a long time coming, and now it feels weird to say it's basically 3 to 4 days away. And the next live stream on this channel will be me reacting to it. Better background. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys like it because I've worked very, very hard on it to make it, fit the tech channel. Trying to get the blue the right color was very tedious. Trying to install these shelves so that they were all level and that they were the same distance, so that they were more, lots of measuring, lots of marking up the wall, figuring out where they need to go. So it was definitely a long time coming moving into this place. I've still been soundproofing the room. We got carpet. I've got these, I can show you. I got these sound tiles in the mail today that I've been hanging up around here, so it's much less echoey. You may think it's a little echoey, but it's significantly less echoey than it was before. We've got a bunch of them on the wall in front of me here. Using AirPods now. Oh, cool. Please change the thumbnail. Why? What's wrong with it? It's a picture of me sitting here going, that's what it is. That's what this live stream is. I'm sitting here. I can't believe the frames keep dropping. I don't know what to do anymore. I get these great internet. The audio is so much better now. I love this new set, Drew. You're so inspiring. I did not know you were just 19. Yeah, I'm 19 years old. I'll be 20 in February. And yeah, it's August. It's not August. It's September 8th for certain people, so it's already 4 days away for some. Yes, we got my own place now. I live in Oroville, California. It's exciting. And I do these live streams to reach a different demographic that is not in the US, so that hopefully I'm reaching people in Australia and Europe who are awake now, but not awake when I do my regular tech streams. So yeah, obviously I'll be live streaming my reaction. Thumbnail looks goofy. I'm a goofy guy. Give it up. Come on. It's fitting. It's very fitting. What's with your "Give Me a Break" shirt? Well, the idea was the shirt shows off that all the rings are closed, and in fact the calories burned has quite exceeded the goal. So as exercise, he's almost gone around an entire time, and he's closed all his stand hours. So it's just showing that whoever had this activity ring, which it was me, I lifted this directly from my app. They're very tired. They've had a long day. They've burned a lot of their rings. So I just put on, give me a break. I'm tired. See all the rings I closed? It's just a little Apple sheep inside joke. That's all it is. So what I'm hoping for, I don't know if this will fix it, but it's worth a shot. Obviously, the video and audio has a syncing problem with OBS. That's the program you use to live stream with on here. We never really had a video and audio syncing problem when we live streamed on the iPhone. The problem, though, was you couldn't plug in fancy microphones into the iPhone where things would sound really nice. Obviously, with OBS, you can plug in a nicer microphone. Things can sound really good. And that's why I wanted to do it this way tonight, so that you guys could get a taste of that. We got our Wi-Fi installed, so hopefully OBS can maintain itself, and it seems like it is. It's holding up pretty well for now. But what I'm hoping is that when I get this new cable tomorrow in the mail, it will let me plug in my Lumix camera that I film my videos with into my MacBook, and then we'll be able to live stream from my camera. And hopefully that solution will result in the video and audio being more in sync. Maybe it won't be, but at the end of the day, just try to refresh. That typically helps. And also, it'll just look better. It'll be nice to be live streaming from not a webcam, because the webcam obviously doesn't look that great. What color will you get of the next iPhone and Apple Watch, and anything else you will get from Apple? So first of all, you gotta go with the jet black iPhone. There's no question about it. The blush gold is, I guess it's fine. We don't know what it really looks like yet. Silver, not really my thing. Jet black looks great. I got the dummy model edition that's black already, and I love the way that looks. I want it to go along with my jet black 7 Plus just fine. That would be cool. And I think I'm gonna get a silver Apple Watch, because I've given up on the idea of getting an Apple Watch to match my phone anymore, because I can't get the stainless steel one. That's too much money. And space gray is dead on the iPhone. So space gray now for me is just kind of reserved for the MacBook and iPad. So when it comes to the Apple Watch, I'm just going to go with silver, because I like the way it contrasts with white sport bands. It looks really nice with, and the white silver contrasts very nice with the black glass, and I just think it'll be a nice little refresh. So when I get my Series 3, compare it to my Series 2, it'll be easier for you guys to understand which is which. The audio is perfection. Let's hope so. I know it's not perfectly in sync, but I'm glad you guys think it sounds better. Biggest feature you are looking forward to in the new iPhone? I know it's surprising for a lot of people, but the improved waterproofing is a big deal for me. The fact that I can use a phone and not worry about it getting water damage. I can take it in the shower, I can go swimming with it. That's a big deal for me. I think that changes the way I use my phone, where everything else doesn't change it that much. They change the design, so the screen goes edge to edge, but that doesn't change the way I use my phone, unless, of course, all these function bar rumors are true that I talked about today. What cut do you get from t-shirt sales? Barely anything, because I do not print the t-shirts, and I do not ship the t-shirts. That is all done by Spreadshirt. So that means I don't have much control over it, but I'm not doing most of the work. I'm really just submitting the logos. And when that is happening, that means since they're doing all the work, I only get designer credit. So I think every time you guys buy a t-shirt, I make like $1, a little bit more than $1 maybe. Not much. I barely make anything. So it's mostly just for you guys. It's not really for me. I don't get this stuff for free. I have to pay the same price you do. I don't get any kind of discount. I guess part of the money I would use to buy this t-shirt would go back to me, but other than that. Captain Kirk, thank you for your donation. The first guy to donate tonight. It says, sell my iPad Air 2 and iPad Pro 12.9 for a 10.5-inch iPad Pro. Wow, you have 2 iPads? Could that cover it? iPad Air 2 is pretty good, and an iPad Pro 12.9 inch is still pretty good. I'm not going to say that's worth it, though. 10.5, you already have 2 iPads. You want to trade them in for one? You're like getting 60 hertz on both, combining them, and then you get 120 hertz. There you go. Are you visiting the Apple Park? I have no plans to, but I would like to sometime. I think I'll need an excuse to be down there. I'm going to need a time where it's like, hey, we're going to be in the Cupertino area. While we're there, do you want to check out the Apple Park? Yeah, I don't think I'd make a dedicated trip just for it. But maybe if a lot of people want to see it. Why is slow mode on? It's probably because I'm streaming from a desktop, which I haven't done in a very long time. And there's different... options enabled than usual. I'm trying to see where that option for slow mode is. It's somewhere in here, but I'd rather just read the chat. You know, I kind of like that it's easier to read. Um, uh, it gets a little bit confusing when slow mode's off and it just keeps going. It's probably under this gear, huh? Live chat post every 15 seconds per person. That's pretty good. I might lower it to just 5. Can I do that? Does that go into effect immediately? Yeah, slow mode is pretty great for reading chat. Send a message every 5 seconds. That might make it a little easier. Yeah, I kind of like slow mode, you guys. It's kind of nice. I don't think the Edition will have a quad HD display, but it's rumored to have a higher pixel density than the iPhone 7 Plus, which is 401. I think this one will be 430, 440. There's a higher pixel density overall. Why no giveaway on your channel? Well, it's because I'm a very small channel, and a lot of people, I'm very flattered you think of me as a big channel that can afford to do giveaways, but there's not that much spare cash I have to just spend on nice things to give away. However, for Patreon donors, because they are giving a bit more to the channel, you know, they're actually financially supporting me. For Patreon donors, I do a giveaway, and I'm still trying to do the first one. However, I've contacted 2 people and they haven't gotten back to me. I said, like, if you're a Patreon donor, you are eligible for a monthly giveaway. I have this really nice bag from Richurly that's really cool, and I want to contact these people who are the winners, so that I can ask, you know, what kind of phone do you have, what kind of iPad do you have. I'll include accessories that go with your device, and I'll just send it all to you. And I've contacted one guy, and he never got back to me. And I contacted a different guy, and he never got back to me. So I'm like, can you guys just check your emails? You know, you may be winning things without realizing it. So I think I'm going to choose a third person now and hope they respond. And I'll probably try to make sure they're a bit more of an active Patreon checker, because it's been, yeah, today it's been a week since the time I contacted the first guy, and he still hasn't gotten back to me. So I do giveaways, and people still don't get it. What's the next MKBHD collab video? I think it'll be out on Sunday. And on Sunday, it will be in relation to the iPhone edition. Because obviously we recorded that video a while ago, but during that video, we knew we should talk about the edition because we want to get this up before the edition comes out, and all those edition comments we made would be outdated very, very quickly. So let's hope Nathan, my editor, can get it up in time and get the iPhone edition video out 2 days before it is unveiled, and then it'll be outdated, I guess. I don't know why, but my OCD really bothers me because of the fact that there is a white switch behind you. It stands out so much because of the blue wall. Yeah, and it's sad. I asked them to remove that, and they didn't. But believe me, if you've seen the vlog on Tailosive Talks showing the progress made on all these rooms, could have been a lot worse. Is there lag? I don't see a significant amount of lag. That's probably. Keep in mind, lag could be on your end, guys. And if the video and audio is out of sync, try to refresh. I've heard that helps. There's nothing I can do on my end. But there was a giant radio stuck into the wall here, like with the sheetrock and everything. Giant radio about this big, and the light switch was right next to it. They did remove that, so I was grateful that they got rid of the radio, because that would have been even more distracting for this room. However, there was before, but it's fine now. Okay, there's occasional frame droppage. I'm sorry, I can't do much about that. I could go into the bit rate and lower it a little bit, if that helps. I'll lower it a little bit, hopefully that... It might look a little worse, but it's a webcam. What do you guys care? We have refreshed. Okay, well, I don't know that. Anyway, the light switch wasn't able to switch, but sadly, it doesn't even connect to anything. So, I might just paint over this entirely and just make it blue so it's harder to see, or just unscrew it and just put, you know, white sheetrock there and paint over it. So, hopefully I get rid of it. But for the most part, when I'm filming videos, I'm standing in front of it anyway. So, I haven't got any dropped frames, guys, so I don't know what to do about the lag. When do you think Samsung will get rid of the headphone jack? Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's going to be a while. I think personally they're going to keep it on the S9 and maybe even the Note 9. Because they're very determined on stealing that feature from the the iPhone users, not stealing the feature, but trying to steal the customers because they're like, we still keep it. We think it's fine. So man, that's hard to say. If I had to put money on it, I might say the Note 9. I think the Note has a much more complicated demographic because they have the S Pen and they have to stuff that S Pen in there somewhere. So it might get to a point where they want the Note 9 to be thinner. They want it to have a bigger display and a smaller form factor. So they're going to remove the headphone jack in favor of a bigger battery, but also have room for that S Pen. Maybe the Note 9. That's what I might place money on if I had to guess. If you couldn't use Apple, what brand would you use? Well, I was usually saying Essential Phone because that looked pretty cool. But now after seeing all the reviews of the Essential Phone, it seems pretty laggy, and it seems that they didn't put much of a priority on speed or the camera quality. So I'd probably be Samsung if Apple didn't exist. I would probably be pretty loyal with the S Gear, the Samsung Galaxy phones, probably an S8 Plus. I don't like the Note, as well as for devices, probably Surface. I mean, I don't like Windows at all, but there's really nothing else if Apple didn't exist. I'd probably go Surface Book, Surface Pro, stuff like that. What do you think about the notch in the iPhone 8? I think we'll get used to it, but definitely I think it's going to be the most hated on thing when it first comes out. Keep in mind that the people who are excited for the iPhone 8 right now and watching all the videos on it, that's just one demographic. There's still like 80% of users who don't know about the iPhone 8 and they don't know about all these leaks or dummy models. So when Apple unveils it on Tuesday, it's just going to confirm all the rumors we thought we knew. We're like, yep, we were right. But for a whole different demographic that's 8 times larger than us, this will be the first time they see the iPhone. And everyone's going to be complaining about the notch and about the price. And we're like, nothing's changed. They just swapped the cameras and said it's worth $1,000. So we still haven't seen all of the hate for it yet. But when it comes out, it will definitely be hated on. People are still going to joke about there's no headphone jack. Every year this happens. Like I said in my iPhone edition video, every year it's going to be made fun of, and then eventually everyone will buy it. Do you think an Apple Watch Series 3 will be made? And if so, do you think it will have a design change? Well, yes, it's definitely happening, but no, there's no rumors saying the design will be changed. There were a couple people saying there was, but I don't think it's true. I think it'll be... I'm hoping it'll be exactly the same, maybe with minor display changes, maybe minor aesthetic changes, but as long as the watch band doesn't change, it'll be fine. Where are the other parts of the MKBHD collab? They're being edited. See, for those who don't know, Marquez made it very difficult, sadly, to edit the video because he did not use headphones, which means his audio file that he recorded has me talking in the background, which means that when we cut to Marquez talking, we have to make a cut, and when we cut to me talking, we have to make a cut, both in the audio and the video. That takes a long time to edit, and I tried to make videos not Marquez related while my editor was working on the collaboration video. He was working on it, piecing it together, but you guys didn't care. I kept talking about watch bands, I talked about other things that weren't related to the iPhone, and everyone kept saying, where's the collab video, where's the collab video, where's the collab video? I was like, okay, if you guys don't care about anything else to talk about, then we'll just divvy it up into pieces and we'll upload what's ready. So we divided it into topics and are now uploading it as fast as we can. So we're giving Nathan, my editor, some time to finish them. That way they'll be up on Sundays and Wednesdays for a little while. So there'll be another one on Sunday and then another one on Wednesday. And that would be 4. And then there'll be one more after that on the following Sunday. And that'll be all of it. And you guys will see all of it. Do you think there will be only 3 iPhone colors or maybe more? I think there will be 3 at launch. And then as the cycle goes on, there will be more. Because they don't have that many factories lined up for making them. So it's a bit difficult. They're trying to make them as fast as they can. But it's similar to the red iPhone 7. It's going to be a little while. Oh, Captain Kirk donated again. Thank you. Says, who has seen the 2015 Steve Jobs movie? It's good. I haven't. I've seen pieces of it. I've seen clips of it, and it looks good. But I've seen the Steve Jobs movie so many times. That's not the 2015 one, but there's just that story is a classic story, and I really like it. It's just there's only so many different ways you can tell that story, and it's not those movies aren't really related to tech that much. It's more about the drama of starting a company with your friends and stuff. Um, it's not necessarily about the tech, so I don't know how it pertains to my tech life. But I thought the Ashton Kutcher one got a lot of negativity, and I thought he did a really great performance of Jobs, looking just like him and acting just like him. He like at the end of the Ashton Kutcher Jobs movie, he does a old Steve Jobs impression where he introduces the iPod, and I thought he spot on nailed it. Like he got the walk down, he got the look down. It was really cool. Yeah, I know people think they want an Everything Apple Pro collab. I asked him in that video, and I'm sure he saw it because Marquez saw it, and Marquez has a bigger channel than him. Um, and people commented on his videos like, you need to collaborate with Tailosive Tech, and he deleted the comments. And I take no offense to that. It's just, don't pressure YouTubers into collabing with one another. You want the YouTubers that are collabing to be interested in collabing. And I think Everything Apple Pro is just such a different channel than mine that he doesn't want to, and that's fine. Don't pressure him about it. There's a lot of people that ask to collab with me, and I don't really want to because I'm a very busy guy. I don't have the time for it, so I don't take any offense to what's his name, Philip, not wanting to collaborate. That's totally fine. Why don't you edit your own videos? Just wondering. I do edit a lot of them. I'm not editing any less. It's just I'm producing so much content that it becomes impractical for me to do a video a day to try to find time in every single day to record and edit and upload. Especially with things like the move-in process and on days where like we have to get the Wi-Fi up and running, like it takes all day. Those are the particular days where it really helps to have an editor that's a fan who I work with now, who does a great job editing them. And it helps me a lot because I'm working on Tailosive Talks videos, and I'm working on Saturday Shorts, and I'm working on the TCU. I don't have to say Project Photon anymore. It's been unveiled. I'm working on all kinds of other things, as well as moving in and as running the company itself, looking into new investments and stuff like that. That the editing is really quite redundant, and there are fans out there who are interested in helping out and enjoy editing. And in that way, it helps to have someone who likes to edit, who has the time to edit the videos for me, who can do a good job, because I don't have enough time for it in the day. So it really helps. AirPod 2 thoughts. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be an AirPods 2. Like, they didn't refresh Lightning. Oh, there is lag. Why do frames drop? Got all this great Wi-Fi. Can I turn something off here? There's a couple devices on the Wi-Fi, but... Like, I did a test earlier, and I had no frames drop for hours. And then I do this, and we get frames drop. I don't know what to do anymore. It's all crazy. I try and I try. Hey, Drew, whenever you take B-roll of all the gadgets you review, it's quite a bit shaky. I think you should get a gimbal. It will make the quality so much better, and they cost around $150. Yeah, I know it would make it better. I've used gimbals before. Are they really 150? The gimbals I've seen are more than that. I usually record them with my phone, but sometimes I do it with my iPad. It's just a lot of money for something that, yeah, it's shaky, but it doesn't keep people from watching the video. They just kind of go, oh, that shot's a little shaky. It's not a big deal. I'm very tired. Yes, I've been up all day, and I'm going to have to get up in around 3 hours. My girlfriend has been in a car accident recently, and she doesn't have a car, so I'm driving her to work at 4 in the morning. So it's a very packed schedule. Apple Sheep Tech says, what do you gonna sit in on September 12th? What do you gonna sit in? I'm trying to understand this. I'm probably, I think what you mean is it's gonna be a setup similar to this. I'll have, hopefully, at this point, a camera live streaming the video pointed at me, and then I'll be having my white desk that you guys are on here right now. I'll be watching the keynote, and we'll have the keynote in the bottom corner playing as I'm watching it, and you guys can hear it. Not a super clear audio because it'll be coming out of the speakers, but I also don't want it to be super clear audio because you can get in trouble for things like that. But I'm going to put a big apple.com over it, so hopefully no one will care that much. But what are you going to sit on? A chair. I'm sitting on a chair right now. What kind of question is that? Okay, don't try to read my name. I will not, but thank you for your donation. It says, but I love your channel. I'm an Apple sheep. Thanks to you. Do you think there will ever be a better ecosystem than Apple's? Not anytime soon. It would take quite a massive amount of money and time for someone to really actually compete with the Tailosive, to compete with the Apple ecosystem. They have got that software and hardware designed inside and out, and they've got it on everything from watches to phones to tablets, laptops, desktops, TV sets, speakers now. Like, that ecosystem is billions and billions of dollars of research and development in the works, constantly getting updates and stuff like that. So it's going to be a long time before a company can truly compete with that, given that there's not that many companies out there right now designing the hardware and software seamlessly. You could talk about Google, but they don't cover everything. They cover phones and no. All the third parties make the watches. And you could say Chromebooks, but that's not really in the same league as a MacBook. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. I feel like I could figure it out if I had a ton of money. I could be like, here's what Apple does wrong. Here's what we'll do differently, and we can top them. But I don't have that kind of money, so I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Like I said. When do you think pre-orders will start for the iPhone 8? Well, the rumors are saying this Friday. So it's Friday now for a lot of people. It'll be Friday for me in 4 minutes. A week from today, because the iPhone will be announced on Tuesday. So usually that's how it goes. It gets announced on the Tuesday, and then pre-orders start that Friday, and then in-store pickups start a week from that Friday. But edition quantities are going to be extremely low, so it might not come out at the same time as the iPhone 7S. That's what some leaks are saying. They say it'll be 7S will be available on the 22nd or whatever, and then a couple weeks later the edition will start showing up. Do you think Apple might give me Apple Store gift cards for the value of my faulty iPhone 6s? Then I can buy the edition. Not much. You're still going to have to pay for most of the edition. Do you regret creating separate channels for different topics? I went to start creating vlogs and doing short films, etc., and I don't know if I should open separate channels or throw all in one. Obviously, there's lots of people who do it, different ways. There's a lot of channels that will upload all kinds of different videos to the same channel. The one for me that comes to mind is Rooster Teeth. There's like gaming stuff on there. There's podcasts on there. There's comedy skits. There's vlogs. There's music videos. There's actual episodes of shows. So that, I think, is the idea of, just making a channel that has so much stuff. They just pack it full of things. Whereas what I wanted to do with the Tailosive network is, see, personally with channels like Rooster Teeth, I didn't like that there was so much, there's a little too much diversity on that channel. It was like, I want to watch the podcast, but I don't want to get all this other episode stuff in my subscriptions feed. So instead of subscribing to Rooster Teeth, I just check up on their channel every now and then see what's there that I want to watch, because 90% of what they upload I'm not interested in. So I thought, when starting my network, perhaps if I made it more divided, and I said, here we have tech talk, so when I want to talk about things related to technology, it's there. When I want to talk about daily life, do vlogs and stuff, it's there. That way the fans don't get a bunch of stuff they're not interested in their subscriptions. I think it's more organized that way, but of course, yeah, it can be more difficult because, like the network is right now, a bunch of people will subscribe to one channel and not be interested in the rest. So it may feel like a lot of your work is not being recognized, but I feel like that would happen naturally anyway if I decided to put all of Tailosive on one channel and just had tech, gaming, movie reviews all on the same channel. I feel like that wouldn't perform as well as channels that are dedicated to a certain topic, but that's just me. I could be wrong. Their Westwood donated, says, keep up the good work and congrats on the new studio space as well. It's nice to see you and your channel progress more and more. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. We definitely need it. Investing a lot in this office. It's not been too crazy. The reason we moved into this place is because it's so affordable. It was almost too crazy cheap that we couldn't pass it up. Met the landlord, super nice guy, just gave us an amazing deal on it. That's why we were okay with it. We were okay with moving out because it was so insanely convenient. It's a terrific place in town. It's very hidden. We can get Xfinity Wi-Fi that's fast that allow us to do streams like this. So with all of that combined, it definitely was worth it. So yes, it was a big investment, but it's not like an investment of like reviewing the essential phone. I get a lot of people were like, if you can afford an office, why didn't you buy the Note 8 or review the essential phone? It's like those provide you with 2 to 3 videos total, where this would provide us with a comfortable living environment that will allow us to make videos better. So while yes, of course, this is more expensive than those Android phones, we're getting way more out of it than I would have got out of just reviewing those phones. Yeah, we can put the logo over the light switch. But again, I'm gonna be standing in front of it, so don't worry about it. It's you guys really aren't gonna see it when the videos are recording. Keep going. Thanks. What do you think Apple will do for the iPhone edition packaging to make it special or different from the 7S packaging? Well, because you said please answer this question, I have to answer it. I'm guessing that it'll be kind of like the jet black. I guess you guys can't see it. It'll kind of be like the jet black iPhone 7 Plus box up there. They'll make like the black version extra black or whatever, and the regular version's white boxes. I guess that's one thing they could do. Too far. There we go. Let me see, what else could they do? One leak I saw today was kind of cool, where they just highlighted the display of the phone, and they didn't show the body of it at all. It was just that big rounded cornered display with a big notch cut out at the top, and that was it. I thought that leak looked kind of cool. I don't think they'll do the plastic one like they did on the iPhone 5C. I think they stopped doing that for the recycling purposes. All these boxes are made of like recycled material or whatever, and the boxes can be recycled. So I don't think they'll go back to plastic. Drew, you could try and get in touch with Dbrand. They're really good sponsors, and they'll send you the newer phones too. Dbrand is cool, but I'm not a fan of putting skins on phones. I've done it in the past. I still have a skin on my iPhone 6 Plus. But I think the process of putting it on is a little bit too complicated. So I'm sorry, but I'm just not terribly interested in that. They're cool. I could try to contact them, but I think their money and advertisement would be better spent on someone who has steadier hands, because I'm kind of shaky. Do you think the iPhone 8 will break easily? It's probably going to break just as much as the 7, but it's rumored that the glass back is going to be a lot stronger than usual. Like it may be like the Essential phone, it'll be ceramic. Or I heard one that'll be a mixture between steel and glass. So I'm assuming that the glass on the back of the phone is going to be a lot stronger than usual. And of course, the front of the phone will be Gorilla Glass 5. Didn't you get sponsored by Dbrand once? No. What would you choose, unlimited battery in a phone or unlimited gigabyte net all over the world? Unlimited gigabyte net all over the world, for sure. I would use that like crazy, too. I would use that a lot. And I don't mind charging my phone. That's not much of a nuisance. Slow internet is a way bigger nuisance than charging my phone. I don't mind charging it. If you get the iMac and they release the Mac, will you get both or just one? Okay, I assume you mean if you get the iMac Pro and they release a Mac Pro. I don't think the Mac Pro release will be anytime near the iMac Pro release. I think they're going to be pretty separated, probably by like a year, because they said the Mac Pro probably won't be ready till 2018 or 19. And I personally like the idea of the iMac Pro more because you get everything in a single package. You get the speakers, the monitor, the keyboard, and the mouse all in a single swoop, one purchase, whereas the Mac Pro doesn't even come with a keyboard. Like, it's so barren. You get the Mac Pro and a power cable. That's it. So that's probably why I'm not as interested in the Mac Pro. I like the idea of having one big setup. I don't like the idea of getting Mac Pro, Apple certified monitor, plugging it in, get your own wireless cable. Get the iMac. Get everything in one. AirPods sound better than Bose headphones. What do you think? I think that's true. I like them. I like them a lot. What do you think the storage will be? The storage will be handled on the Apple Watch Series 3. It'll probably be the same. I don't think anyone's filling up their storage on their Apple Watch. There's not enough third-party apps to fill it up anyway. It's probably still going to be 8 gigs. I think that's what it is. And yeah, it's a 5K screen, exactly. 5K is in $5,000 and also 5,000 pixels. It's a double meaning, yeah. They should have called it 5K iMac because it's literally $5,000. Makes sense. What was your first laptop or desktop? Actually, the old Macs you saw in the background of my old videos, the white one that was facing the wall was my first iMac, and I didn't buy it new. It was a hand-me-down from my sister. And I didn't officially own a laptop until the MacBook Pro that I'm using right now, the 2016 one. I've used and tested MacBooks in the past. Like I tested the 12-inch MacBook, but I didn't keep it. And I tested the 13-inch MacBook Pro, but I didn't keep it. But overall, though, the first one I've actually bought, owned, and kept is this one right here. I didn't have a laptop before that. Always used my iMac that's here on the floor. Just being kind of a video machine, just for watching YouTube. It's pretty old. We do not have a PlayStation, no. What color are you most likely to get? Personally, I was hoping they would make a product red one. But I might get silver. And also, how many iPhone 8 do you think they will have enough to meet demand? No. And in fact, I think the iPhone 8 will be delayed for months and months and months, similar to AirPods, because demand of it will be so high. Like I said before, I'll probably just get jet black. I think that looks fine. I don't need to complicate things. But I would like to see a red one. Yeah, I think a product red edition would probably look cool. I'm not really interested in seeing any other ones. Blush gold, I don't know what that's going to look like. The Chinese mock-up thinks they know, but I don't think that's accurate. I think it'll look different. But whatever it looks like, I'm sure it'll be cool. Apple likes to make cool things that are fun to touch. So I'm going with black, but they'll all look fine. As long as there's no white bezels on the front. That's so dumb. Bro, keep doing it. Okay, I will. Thanks. Will you think the MacBook Air is going to get a refresh? It has, guys. It's called the 12-inch MacBook. It's lighter than the MacBook Air, and it's built on removing ports for the sake of portability. That's the foundation of the MacBook Air. I know a lot of people are confused because the 12-inch MacBook isn't called a MacBook Air, but that's basically what it is. It's a MacBook Air refresh. You should look at that and consider it the refresh. Drew, do you chuckle when Android fans try to convince you that their OS is better? Chuckle. I chuckle before the debate. I don't laugh at them and not listen to them. I like to. I run into a lot of people. Like just the other day, I was having dinner with some old high school friends that my girlfriend used to hang out with, and we went out to dinner with them. And she, one of her friends, it was a guy, had a Google Pixel, and when I saw that, I was kind of like. Oh, wow, someone found a use of it. But I don't go, oh, my God, you're such an idiot. How do you use that thing? I just ask him what he likes about it. Similar to Marquez. Like, I don't confront people and say, you're an idiot for choosing that phone. I literally just am curious. Like, what do you like about that? Because I don't like it that much, but I'm curious why you can get good use out of it. And they usually don't have very good reasons, and I try to explain to them why I prefer my iPhone sometimes. But, usually I bring it up when people ask about what I do. It usually comes up. It's like, what kind of videos do you make? And I was like, mostly tech. I review smartphones and watches and stuff. And usually the discussion will go to, so what's the best phone? What is the best one on the market? And I go, the iPhone. You know, I just give them a straight answer. I'm like, iPhone's the best. You're going to be most satisfied with that. And they ask why, and I tell them why, you know. AirPods, Apple Watch interacts with the ecosystem, more reliable through speed tests like the one Everything Apple Pro just uploaded. We find out year-old iPhone is still faster than some brand new Android phones. Like, I love that video because it showed off how software and hardware optimization makes such a big difference. Put an iPhone on that Switch. Guys, relax about the Switch. I swear. There's always going to be something you guys complain about. I'm standing in front of it. What happened to Tailosive Talks? It's still there. What about it? It got 3 videos on Monday. It got a ton of stuff. What do you listen to? What music? I'm glad you asked because there is actually a channel dedicated to the kind of music I listen to. You guys should just search up Tailosive Music. It's in the channels that. Why don't I paste it in the link? Save you guys a step. Can you search it now? I know it's got like 600 subs. So when you go on YouTube You search Tailosive music. Will it show up? Yep, it's the first result. The music played on this channel is the kind of music I listen to. And there's new content on that channel every day. So you guys should check it out. Don't ignore me. I'm not ignoring you. There's 130 people watching. I can't answer every single comment. It's very tricky. Hey, just wanted to say I really like your videos. Found out like 5 days ago and have been watching you since. Thank you, Captain Respawn. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy more. What is your first smartphone? iPhone 5. Oh, you deleted your comment, but too late. I've answered it. When the OnePlus 5 beta iPhones, when the OnePlus 5 beats iPhone in speed test, did it? I just watched everything Apple Pro video on it, and the iPhone kind of. No, it didn't smoke it, but the OnePlus 5 was definitely behind on the speed test. Do you think Apple will surprise all of us that they've added on-screen Touch ID on the iPhone edition in their keynote? Please answer my question. No, and I think that would actually kind of suck because it would mean no one would use Face ID, and I think Face ID is going to be this really cool, powerful thing. And I don't think, based on the rumors we're getting about the iPhone right now, there's going to be any last-minute drastic changes. I think we're 95% certain about everything that's going to happen. We've got pretty concrete down because we've done this before. I've watched rumors come out before the iPhone release, and it's usually fairly accurate. There's a couple things we'll get wrong, I'm sure, but for the most part, it's usually pretty straightforward and lines up with the rumors. Oh, another super chat from Adam says, you did a great job explaining how Face ID is the future. The unblended notch doesn't look like Apple. Do you think they will blend it? I really hope they will, but there's a lot of rumors saying they're not going to, and that worries me. It doesn't look right. I don't like the idea that they're embracing that notch. But at the same time, I can understand that maybe they're trying to make the notch a little bit intrusive so that at the end of this cycle, when they introduce a new iPhone, removing the notch will be the next big thing, and then the hope will be that it'll be one flat rectangle all the way around with no notches in the future, and that'll keep people buying the new one, is to see what the iPhone looks like without the notch on the top, and Face ID can be like embedded underneath the display or something, but I don't think Touch ID underneath the display is something we're going to be seeing. I guess I want that because that technology's cool, and I know that it's been done in a lab, and I've read that Apple figured it out. It's just, it was too difficult to create on a massive scale. It's going to be a while before companies start implementing that, but I personally think, my prediction, guys, if it's out of sync, refresh. I can't make it go in sync. What I'm predicting will happen is, crap, what was I going to say? All the out of sync comments throw me off. What was it? They're gonna shoot. I was talking about Face ID. What wasn't I talking about? You don't think Touch ID inside the Apple logo is quite nice? I think making Apple logo as a home button would be nice too. I think this is one of those things that no one would switch to if Apple didn't ditch the old way. I think if Apple left Touch ID on the phone, no one would be encouraged to use Face ID. And I think while Qualcomm has figured out how to embed it underneath the screen, they haven't figured out a way to mass produce it yet. Obviously, you can do it in a lab, but that's a whole different topic. But I think Face ID, here's what I was going to say. The prediction is Face ID will become so successful because it's rumored that Apple is like 2 years ahead of everyone when it comes to face unlocking features, that all the competition, both Samsung and Google and everyone, HTC, whoever, is going to realize how good Face ID is and that they need to replicate it on their cheaper phones. And as soon as they see the success of Face ID, everyone's going to be focused on making a clone of Face ID on their Android phone. And by the time we're able to produce Touch ID underneath the display on a massive scale, it's not even going to be a big deal because we're all going to be used to Face ID at that point, which we're going to decide it's better, I think. We got a super chat that says, have you heard anything more about real wireless charging in Apple's future? I have not. I feel like we overhyped that when the news about that was coming out. There was news that people were mentioning like way before, 7 to 8 months before today, people are saying you'll be able to like walk into a room and have your iPhone start charging. I think Apple was passing patents, and I think they're doing research and development into that technology, but we misunderstood that as this will be on the next iPhone, when in reality, it's probably going to be on the iPhone in like 2024, 2025. It'll be a while before we can figure out a way to wirelessly charge that safely. So no, there hasn't been developments on that, but I think locating places for iPhones to wirelessly charge will get better as wireless charging is now available. So like, it's rumored that you'll be able to drop your iPhone charger on your iPhone on a like a Starbucks wireless charger. There's a lot of those already, and it's supposed to work. And I think we'll start now that Apple is finally moving their smartphones into wireless charging. We'll start seeing a lot more desks and tables that have wireless chargers built in and stuff like that. So it'll become more easy. And while yes, wireless charging is different than with a cord, and there's obviously some pros and cons, I think we'll move on to it and we'll start accepting more of the pros on that end. Yeah, no, there's like IKEA tables that have wireless charging pads in them. You can just drop the phone on that specific part of the table. It's a thing. Are you a fan of Mini Mac? I've never owned a Mac Mini. They're good. I know what they are. They're the most affordable Mac I think there is, but I have no use for one. Where'd you get those shelves from? They look nice. Yeah, they're actually a really good deal. You got 3 shelves for $15, and they're all a different size. They're all large, medium, small. And I was like, $15. This will make great look for my tech background because they're white and they look neat. So I bought 2 of them, so they're $30 total just to hold up all of my Apple boxes in the background. Yeah, I thought it was a good deal. I can't believe that there aren't that many peeps watching. Well, it is late. Usually the Thursday streams don't do as well. That's fine. I'm just happy to interact with you guys. It's not about the views for me. I know that when I do my tech streams on Tuesday in at 10 a.m. or in the afternoon, that a lot of you guys that are watching this now are probably asleep and you don't get to see it. What do you think about the new Nokia? I haven't been following that. I've been hearing something about the return of the Nokia because I always heard that they quit or something. And then they're still making like smartphones like the 3310 and stuff like that. Not smartphones, but dumb phones that were meant to be durable. I thought that was weird. But this is so interesting. Yeah, but people have work tomorrow and stuff. They're only boxes and nothing is inside them. Well, yeah. I mean, if there was things inside them, why would I display them? I should be using them. You wouldn't be able to see what's inside them anyway. I mean, I just think that personally Apple packaging looks good and that experience of unboxing an Apple product is really, really fun. So that's why I like to save. I don't like throwing them away. They're cool boxes. I like the way they design over the design changes over the years. Like this iPhone 5 box. It's really gray and it's got kind of the etching iPhone 5 on it. I think that looks cool. And it's just a cool piece of history because, this was my first smartphone. This is what the box rested in. And I like collecting things like that. I like to grab a lot of boxes that weren't even for my phones. Oh, there's a super chat. Let's not miss it. Cesalo says, ugh, the blue Google Pixel is gross. Paints walls same color. Look, the blue of the Pixel isn't what made it bad. It was the glass part of it. I like the blue aluminum part of the Pixel. It was just the glass was so starkly blue. And also, I vomited on it because I thought it was funny. I didn't actually find it disgusting. If there was a blue iPhone, I would like it too. I don't think harsh colors on glass looks that good though. And I didn't like the look of the blue glass. How many boxes do you have now? I have a ton. These are not all of them. There's a ton more Apple boxes in my closet back there. And if you're wondering where Tailosive came from, go on Tailosive Talks, find Hello World episode 7. It's a long story, but I explain it all in that video. What iPhone edition rumor do you think will be incorrect? Please answer this. Probably the one that says there will be 4K at 60 on the front and rear facing cameras. That I don't believe. I could believe, just barely I can believe, that there will be 4K at 60 on the rear. If anything, that's at least a little bit believable. But the idea of 4K at 60 on the front facing, I don't buy it. That can't be true. I'm anticipating 1080 at 60 on the front facing would be cool. Can you straighten the iPhone box so I can sleep tonight? It is straight. They're kind of at an angle. What's wrong? I got it exactly. Okay, there. It's straightened perfectly. You can sleep tonight. You're totally fine. $15 seems like a good price for 3, but you didn't say where you got them from. Oh, sorry, Amazon. It's just online. Most of the stuff I buy comes from Amazon. All these soundproofing tiles. These are $1 a square foot. They're 1 by 1, and I got 48 of them, so it was $48 for the soundproofing stuff. And I got 16 for both walls, so there's 32 up there right now, which means I have 16 left for another wall. I don't know where to put it, but we'll find a place for it, I'm sure. Do you have to pee? No, I went to the restroom before the live stream started. I'm good. Every time you get up, I see that dang light switch. Guys, it's just the light switch. I'm standing in front of it in the videos. You don't even see it. Well, someone donated, but they didn't say anything. Dropping the hammer. Thanks for your donation. Did you make a comment after the fact? You said, you should do a video showing how much better Siri is on iOS 11 and compared to iOS 10. Also, did you notice the charger cord with AirPods is slightly different? Wish I could donate more, but broke. Really? I didn't notice the charging cord for AirPods is different. What's different about it? And I would like to do a Siri comparison on iOS 11, but I want to wait till it's public. I want to wait till iOS 11 is officially out. It's still technically in beta, so I don't want to say that Siri is completely ready to be compared to. It's still in beta, so I don't see the point in reviewing it yet. But hopefully it will be public in just a few days. I think usually they go public with iOS 11 when they announce the iPhone. So maybe this Tuesday we can get the official release. That'll be cool. I'm excited for that. What do you think is USB-C the future of audio transfer? Please answer the question. I think USB-C is the last port, and I do mean that. I mean, it should deliver power, it should deliver video, audio included, and I think that we're cutting too much of a break for audio engineers by including headphone jacks on iPads and MacBooks because people say, well, we use it. And it's like, well, yeah, we use the HDMI port too. We use the SD card slot too, but Apple is just encouraging all these different companies to switch to USB-C. And for some reason, they let audio engineers off the hook. It's like, well, they use it for optical or they use studio things. Like, yeah, we all used it. They didn't remove the other, but well, no one's using the SD card slot. Might as well take that off there. Everyone was using the ports. The reason they removed them is because they were trying to push all these third-party developers to adapt to USB-C faster. That's why they do nothing but USB-C on here. And I think the removed SD card slot, yeah, I think that's more justifiable to leave on there, but they still removed it than the headphone jack. The headphone jack really needs to go. The SD card slot is, I think they want camera companies to start perfecting wireless data transfer, which I agree with. There are some Wi-Fi enabled cameras that let you transfer footage wirelessly, but it's not perfected yet, and I'm hoping that with the MacBook Pro, the cameras will have more incentive to start doing that wireless data transfer, kind of like an AirDrop feature. I think they should let AirDrop be a third-party supported thing. Like, they should let you put AirDrop on DSLRs. The AirPods cord is a bit thinner and feels like rubber part is made of a slightly different material. Seems like it will be more durable. That's interesting. Didn't notice that at all. I don't think Apple will turn to USB-C on mobile devices. I think the iPad and iPhone are going to keep Lightning because they're very close to removing ports entirely. The lag on here is really bad. I'm sorry. There's some dropped frames. Do you think the keynote coming up is big? Yeah, there's a lot to be announced. That's why we're all hyping it up like crazy. I'm sorry there's still lag. How fast is AirDrop? It's pretty fast. I use it a lot. And above speed, I'm sure it's not as fast as an SD card, but that's not the point. People saying they don't experience lag. Great. Above speed is efficiency and like ease. It's so easy to airdrop files than compared to importing them with an SD card. And with the same thing, people act like Bluetooth headphones can never replace a headphone jack because there's no lag between a cord and headphones. But it's like as things get better, it won't matter because Ethernet, a direct Ethernet cable from your modem is always going to be faster than Wi-Fi. But Wi-Fi is so convenient because you don't have to run wires everywhere that's what we do. In every single house office, we have Wi-Fi because it's really easy to set up. You don't have to run cables everywhere. And I think the same thing is going to happen with headphones. It's like, well, yeah, wired headphones are always going to have an advantage, but as Bluetooth gets better and sound quality, data transfer gets better, it'll just be not noticeable. The difference will be so minuscule that keeping a wire attached to your computer, what's the point? And USB-C has the potential to send far more power to your headphones to power them so they can do more like fancy things like noise cancellation or a DAC encoder with USB-C. As well as send a lot more data because you can send a 5K image at 60 frames a second through USB-C. Imagine what kind of audio you can send through with it. And studio professionals, they use 1/4-inch jacks. They don't use a headphone jack anyway. And on my headphone jack video, people even commented like, I'm an audio engineer. I plug a board mixer into my MacBook. I don't use audio engineers don't use the headphone jack. They use mixers. If you're using the headphone jack, you're more of an audio amateur for your editing and stuff. The professionals aren't even plugging in headphone jacks. They're using USB or HDMI or bigger ports that can transfer more data. And USB-C can transfer a ton of data. So that's why I'm saying switch to wireless, and if you're a professional, switch to USB-C. Do you think there will be an iPhone next year with a 6.5-inch screen with some leaks pointing to this option? Yeah, it's believable that the iPhone edition is going to be the most popular one this year. So next year, all they're really going to do is make it in 2 different sizes. Like a 5.2-inch one, so an iPhone edition that's even smaller than the one that's about to come out, and one that's bigger. It's going to be the size of my iPhone 7 Plus, but I'll have that edge-to-edge display. I feel like the hype for that's not going to be as big, though. I feel like people aren't going to care as much about next year's iPhone. Because design-wise, not much is going to change. It's just a smaller and bigger version of the edition, and we're all going to have the edition, so it won't be as big a deal. Will you get it? Yeah, I'm getting the edition. Can you put the Apple Watch box on the shelves? Because I think it will look cool. Maybe if you can. Yeah, I have 2 Apple Watch boxes, but they're kind of big and bulky, and I'm not exactly sure where they should go. So maybe at some point. I'm planning on like rearranging it every now and then just to mix things up. Is there any news on AirPlay version 2 and whether it'll be device dependent like it is now, or more like Chromecast where you just send the request? No idea. I haven't played around with AirPlay 2. I'm really excited for it though. I want my HomePod, and I'm gonna do a Twitter poll. If you don't follow me on Twitter, that we compare like how many people want to see a black HomePod or a white HomePod, and then whichever one gets the most votes, I'll buy that one. So it'll be up to you which color I get, but definitely buying a HomePod. That's been decided. I think there should be. Oh, there's a donation. I should read that. Cizalo says, the niche market for the Surface Book would probably be 3D artists. The touchscreen is stylish, great for ZBrush, and it utilizes the extra VRAM in the performance base. Yes, you're absolutely correct, and I think I mentioned that in my Surface Book video. It's a very niche product. It's not really meant for a lot of different people because not a lot of people need a stylus so they can draw and do 3D modeling, but also need really, really fast processor speeds. I'm like, that's such a narrow field. But yeah, for those people who need it, it's great, I guess. It's just that's not me. And I don't think that's a lot of people. Most people, that does not appeal to. That's a very rare demographic. And yes, I'll be getting the cheapest iPhone edition. But yeah, that's a good point you brought up. You said the touchscreen is great for the stylus. Yeah. People need to draw, and they also need 3D modeling, and they also need a lot of processing power. Surface Book. There's your answer. And you also need to take it with you. That's the other thing. It's got to be portable. Do you expect any AR surprises during the keynote? Well, AR Kit has been pretty popular, actually. It's gotten a lot more attention than I thought, seeing all the development with augmented reality kit Apple's made. That's been really cool. Excuse me. Sorry, I think I caught something. So they might show off something, because I know the Edition and will have Face ID and the new cameras on the back. They might show off some new augmented reality features. Like, there's one rumor that they'll have lasers coming out of the camera on the back to, measure things better and stuff like that. Your friend Wyatt is about to jump scare you. I talked to him in person. I don't believe you. It's way too late. Wyatt would not care to jump scare. He's probably asleep. Will the new Apple Watch be different in design? Probably not, David, and I don't want it to, because I just want my watch bands to fit. If they can make it thinner, great. Just don't change the watch band attachments. Okay, guys, we've come up on 1 hour for the live stream. So if you have any last donations, comments, questions, now is the time. I'm going to be wrapping it up here very quickly. And this will be the last live stream until the next Apple keynote, just around the corner. I can't believe it's so close. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how many people tune into this one. It's going to be insane. The last one, which we did not have as many subscribers as we have now, we had 2,000 people watching that stream for Worldwide Developers Conference. And now we have like way more subscribers. So this keynote's going to be big for the channel and big for Apple. I'm just excited for it overall. I can't wait to watch it and react to it. What about the gaming stream on Monday? Well, that's a Tailosive gaming stream. It's not a tech stream. I'm referring to the tech streams. Will you announce when you will do the live stream for the keynote if you do it? Like I said, yes, I will do it, and the keynote is at 10 a.m., so it's pretty obvious when I'll do it. I'll probably start it about 30 minutes before so we can kind of recap everything. Are you hoping to hit 100,000 subs by next year? As soon as possible. I don't care if it's next year or this year, whenever. I just want 100,000 subs. We can't grow fast enough. I have plans. I have places I want to be. I got things I want to do. There's nothing problem with... I have no problem with how fast we grow. I'm just hoping for the best. Did you see that video of the guy who added a headphone jack to the iPhone 7? I did. I don't really see the point in that. People were praising him. Apple couldn't do it, but he could. He removed a bunch of features of the iPhone in the process. Like, it couldn't do the iPhone, and it didn't have that barometric meter and stuff. I don't know. Barometric. I don't know. Barometer. He removed stuff like that. Barometer. That's how you pronounce it. It's late. Give me a break. And I was like, just use the adapter that's included with the iPhone. I just do that. I don't know why you need to take a 3-month process of adding it in manually. I think that's so it's so complicated. And it's not something really anyone can do. It's just like impressive for that guy. He did a bunch of cool stuff, but well, he removed the water resistance feature. You know, when you take apart a phone and drill it up like that barometric thing, which is a piece of plastic, right? No, I believe it helps with the Taptic engine. And I prefer waterproofing to the headphone jack, because it's not like you're going to just keep adding headphone jacks. I don't think the same guy will be able to do the headphone jack trick on the iPhone edition. That would be tricky, because it's going to be smaller and it's going to be more compact. So it's cool. I mean, it's cool that you can take it apart and do stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm not impressed, because wireless is the future. So it's just kind of a good job. That's a good science project. But it's I don't think I don't know what people were trying to get from that. It's like, don't try to do that yourself. Everyone's gonna just destroy their phone. I've never used the headphone jack on my MacBook Pro. That is true. I've never used it, or on my iPad. Never used the headphone jack. I have nothing with the headphone jack anymore. It's just AirPods, everything. Everything's AirPods. It measures height above sea level. Okay. Where would you put your play button? Oh, probably somewhere in the office. I hope I get a play button. That'd be cool to hang up. I'd like to get one. That'd be neat. Should I get 256 gig or 512? I currently use 190 on my iPhone 7. Of course, it depends. If you plan on using more, obviously the more is better. But there's not a one right answer. It goes from person to person. I'm getting the smaller version iPhone edition because my iPad Pro has 512, which is insane, way more than I need. So if my iPhone edition fills up with footage or anything, I'll just AirDrop it to my iPad. Use it as like a AirDrop enabled external hard drive. So I don't have any problem with getting the cheapest edition. It's got to save me money. It's already crazy expensive. Anyway, thank you guys for all of your donations and for tuning in and watching. Sorry that the video and audio is out of sync. I'm hoping that tomorrow when I get my new cable that's going to let me plug in my Lumix camera to OBS so that I can live stream from that instead of the webcam. Hopefully that will make things get more in sync. I don't know. If it doesn't, then it's definitely OBS. That's the problem. And I can't wait to see all of you guys when we live stream the do the reaction to the live stream of the Apple keynote. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too. But I'm tired now, so I'm going to be going to bed. I appreciate all the donations. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is your Apple Sheep here. Oh, and it's Refried Friday. You guys will see that in just a few hours. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.